guys, now I got my hands on this highlighter palette right here. This is a highlighter palette by Smashbox in collaboration with Casey Holmes. Now Casey Holmes is a big YouTuber. Now this is what the packaging looks like. This palette is called the Spotlight. Oh, it's very reflective. Spotlight palette, and there are two shades. The one I picked up is gold, the other one is called pearl. I think that is the lighter version of this palette, and this is the darker version. This is called the gold. And yeah, I paid $35 for this palette, and the amount of product that you get is 0.30 ounce, that is 8.61 grams each. Now at the back of the packaging you have a picture of Casey, and then she says, I went behind the scenes at Smashbox Photo Studios LA to collaborate on a highlighting palette with floral tones that will pop your features and turn on the spotlight like never before. So yeah, it also says that it has this palette contains 3 complementary highlighting shades, and 2 of those are shimmer finish shades and 1 mega sparkle that dials light way up. Yeah, and also it says that you can wear this palette alone or layer over blush or contour to amp up spotlight. So yeah, so this is what the box looks like, and this palette is made in the, where is it made? This is made in USA. Yeah, and where you can find this palette is at Sephora.com and also Smashbox.com, and I'm not sure if it's at Sephora stores yet, but because this was released at Sephora only a few days ago, so I'm not sure. So this, let me show the outside package. This is what the packaging looks like. It just says Smashbox on top, and at the back it says the Spotlight palette in gold, and then it has the names of the shades at the back. There's Turn It On, Crank It Up, and Blow a Fuse. So this is a very compact palette. I really like the size because it does have quite an amount of product. Each pan carries 8.61 grams. Where is it? Am I right? Yeah, each pan carries 8.61 grams, and there are 3 pans, and the packaging is quite compact and very sturdy. This is plastic packaging, yet it's very, very sturdy. It does come with a mirror. This is what the palette looks like. Has 3 shades. Now this is Turn It On, and the gold is Crank It Up, and this last one right here is called Blow a Fuse. Now all of these do have gold tones because the shade of the palette is gold tone. So yeah, they do. I don't know about floral tones because Casey at the back of the box, she says that the highlighting palette has floral tones. I don't know about that, but these are gold toned highlighters definitely. Now let me do some swatches. This is, oh, it's too reflective. This is Turn It On. This is the shade Turn It On, and then this is Crank It Up. The final one is Blow a Fuse. Yeah. Now as you can see, this first shade, Turn It On, doesn't look like much of a highlighter. It looks more like an eyeshadow with a satin finish. It's very, very subtle and very, very mild and very I don't know, not much of an highlighter. It looks like that on the skin when you finger swatch it, but once you blend it and diffuse it in the skin, it definitely gives you a shine and definitely highlights your cheekbones. I was quite surprised by this shade, the Turn It On. It is like a champagne gold shade. It's pretty. I like it. The second one is a straight up gold shade. It's like a muted gold, but even on dark skin tone, it definitely, you can see the gold tones in it. So it's a tad more metallic than Turn It On. Crank It Up is a little bit more metallic and quite more reflective than Turn It On. And then the final shade is Blow of Fuse. Blow of Fuse is this one right here. And this, I wouldn't, as you can see from the swatches, I wouldn't call this much of an actual highlighter because when I apply this by itself, it doesn't really do much of highlighting. And as you can see, it doesn't have any kind of a base pigment or anything. It's just a sheer glitter kind of a product. If I hope you can see the sheer glitter in the swatch. So this is more of a highlighter topper, if you ask me, which personally I'm not much into, because you know, it's like an additional step. And because when you apply an highlighter, you first apply it and then you blend it and then you go in with a topper, so it's an additional step for me. So yeah, but these highlighters, as you can see, are very subtle. They are quite subtle, but when you go in with this topper, it definitely increases the metallic aspect of the highlighters a little bit. Definitely helps. But I feel I know the metallic finish of a highlighter is more of a relative thing, but to me, even after layering it with this topper kind of a shade, still I feel it is kind of toned down. This is the shade. I'm wearing two shades on each side. This on this side I'm wearing Turn It On. Yeah, I'm wearing Turn It on this side, and I'm wearing Crank It Up on this side. And I have layered Turn It On by itself like maybe 3 times, and then I went on with top coat. You know, I went on with Blow of Fuse on top of it. Same this side. I layered Crank It Up 3 times, and then went with a Blow of Fuse on top of it. So this is the finish that it gives. Now, since the highlighters are actually very, very finely milled, now let's do some brush swatches. I forgot to do brush swatches. I'm using my e.l.f. Small Tapered brush. Let's do this. They are not overly powdery. I wouldn't call them overly powdery. Now, I hope you see what I mean. It looks very, very plain in a finger swatch, but once it is diffused onto the skin, do you see that it does highlight your skin? It definitely does. I was quite surprised by how it transformed once you use it with a brush. So that is Turn It On. Now, Crank It Up is definitely, even with the finger swatch, it does look more metallic than. Let's do one more, because it's definitely more metallic than this shade. So this is Turn It On, and this is Crank It Up. Now let's see how it looks once you top it with Blow of Fuse highlighter. Blow of Fuse the shade Blow of Fuse is actually a bit stiffer and gritty in the pan, even when you touch it. So that is Blow of Fuse on top of Turn It On, this area. Now let's do Blow of Fuse on top of Cranked Up. It definitely amps the highlighter up a bit, definitely, but not too much. You know, it doesn't take it from 0 to 100. It maybe takes it from, you know, maybe from a 3 to a 5. So yeah, the formulation of these highlighters is that all of them are finely milled, and they are very, very lightweight. They are not overly powdery. When I put the brush in the pans, I don't see like the highlighter flying everywhere and making a mess. They are they are perfectly pressed. They're not very hardly pressed, or they are not like too powdery and, you know, creating a mess. They are fine, and they're perfect. The texture is the first two, like I said, Crank It Up and these two, the two subtle highlighters, Turn It On and Crank It Up, are very, very soft and extremely finely milled. They are just like a sheen, not even like, it doesn't even have like what do I say, like foiled effect. It doesn't have a foiled effect. It just has a sheen, beautiful sheen, which does not exactly emphasize your pores. But I feel if I go in with more than, say, 3 layers of just the highlighter and not the topper, if I just maybe apply 3 layers, because since these are subtle highlighters, one might tend to layer these in order to increase their metallic effect. So if I go in more than like thrice or something, if I try to layer these highlighters, I feel it does emphasize my textures very much. In fact, I was quite surprised, because these powders are very lightweight and they are very thin, but not very sheer. They have the good consistency. The consistency is pretty good, but if you layer it too much, it definitely emphasizes your textures in your skin. And then but if you don't over layer the product, maybe just with 2 layers, if you go in with 2 layers, it is perfect. It doesn't emphasize your wrinkles or lines, but I feel it does. The only thing it emphasizes is just if you have any textures, not any wrinkles or fine lines or anything. So yeah, overall I think this is a good product. If you like subtle highlighters, you might definitely like this. And another thing is, I really think that these two are distinctly different shades, and even on the cheeks you can actually make the difference out. Now this is definitely a gold highlighter, whereas this is like a champagne gold highlighter. So these are two distinct shades, so you will be able to use these as two different highlighters. So that is something that I like about the palette. So pros wise, I don't think this palette is very expensive, because you do get quite an amount of product in it, and these can be used as subtle, and you can also like amp up the metallic aspect of it a little bit, not a lot, just because you add in the topper, you know, the Blow a Fuse shade, this shade. Just because you add it, it's not like it's going to transform it from, you know, from may say 2 to 10. It's not going to be the case. It probably might increase the metallic aspect from 2 to 5. So yeah, from very subtle to somewhere in between subtle and medium tone, that's where it will change. So yeah, overall I think these are good highlighters. If you like subtle to medium highlighters, I think you might really like this. And yeah, the only con I can think of is that this topper, I really feel that they could have actually added an actual highlighter than a topper, which would be more beneficial for me. That's just a personal preference, because this topper looks peachy in the pan, but in the skin it's just you know, a sheer let me just do it once again. It's just a sheer glitter with a very sheer pigment base. So yeah, I just wish that they had actually put in a real highlighting product there. And if you do layer it like a number of times, say 3 times, it doesn't accentuate your fine lines. I did not see it like emphasize fine lines, but texture, it definitely does emphasize your texture if you layer it many times. So yeah, you guys, this is my thought and review of this product. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and please give it a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.